Let's take a look at some homes in Sarasota, Florida. This is the first one. Boy, do we have some interesting ones, but let's get started. So this first one's in the south end of Sarasota, Gulf Gate Estates, and as you can see, it is a corner lot. So you're getting a little extra lot size here. You can see they've got a little ditch here too for water runoff. Overall, pretty quiet, pretty residential. And as you can see, it's not super strict, but overall things look pretty pleasant, pretty nice. Now you got a pretty nice double door garage action going on here and a really big driveway, which is awesome. And I'm gonna apologize in advance with this first one because the power is not working, but it was interesting enough that I felt like I still should probably show you the home because it's a flip, and you know me, I like a good flip. And this one I think has some very interesting features and touches to it. And as you can see from the outside, it definitely has an older style to it, you know, right away from the get-go on the outside. Do gotta say though, I like the triple pane glass on that door. Gives it a little bit more of a modern touch. And right away upon entry, I love this space. Just really big and open. Now you're not getting a full-on like entryway or foyer or anything like that, but it is a really good big open space, like a huge living room by traditional standards. And I gotta say, some of the touches are nice. They put can lights in throughout. You can't see, of course, because they're not working at the moment. But on top of that, I think this fan is really cool. It's a cool fixture. It looks like actual wood. So that's kind of cool. And a really good amount of space outside of that yet, which is again why I felt like I could film it. Now you can see, it looks like they got some water leakage because of that power being out. And I think what happened is all the ice melted in the freezer and maybe something from the fridge that kind of leaked out. But I gotta say, what they did with this kitchen space is amazing. I love it. Look at the color. It's kind of like that, I don't know, clay, powdery blue, turquoise thing mix going on, a little gray. I just think it's a really tastefully done color combination, especially how they incorporate that in the backsplash with the little circle bubbles, and just a lot of great detail with that. The cabinets look phenomenal. They go all the way to the ceiling. It's open, you're getting a lot of cabinet and counter space. Like everything about this I think was just really well done. And then over here you do have yourself a pantry, which goes pretty deep. So all in all, a really good job here. And this is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,764 square foot home. It's listed at $450K. It recently had a $4K price drop. It was built in 1957 and it's been on the market for 131 days, which as we get into the market snapshot on the second home, you'll see that that's not gonna be super uncommon. There's definitely some opportunities for deals in the area, let's just say that. And so over here, you got kind of, I think this would be like your dining room space or a flex space over here. I guess maybe this would make sense a little bit more as a dining room space. It seems like they opened this wall up. It seems like there was a wall here and they cut that out, which I think is nice. You know, really opened the space up nicely. However, it is a little, I don't know, maybe a little awkward as far as being able to tell what to use for what, as far as like spaces here, like what's your dining room. I guess leave a comment. Would you put it on the left? Would you put it on the right? Would you maybe use some of this living room space? I don't know. You got some options here. But, so right over to this side, we've got our primary bedroom, which is also quite big. Very long. Width-wise, I'd say it's pretty standard, maybe a little wider than a typical primary. I'd say it's about standard, but it's definitely longer. Looks like they've put some newer windows in here as well, which is awesome. So that's a great upgrade to have. A lot of the big things I feel like that you would maybe want to upgrade in a home were done in here. So in here it's going to get a little darker, so I'm going to go on the 1X lens, a little less noise in the video. So you get a little like hallway here, space. I don't know, I feel like you could maybe put some shelving on the side here where, you know, it kind of sinks in a little more to maybe get a little more storage out of this little space and make the most of it. You do got some tile in here, which I think looks great. It's hard to maybe see on the video, but it is looking brand new. You got double vanities. I like the wood looking cabinets there. It's a nice tone to them. You got your toilet here. I'm gonna try to zoom out for you. You got yourself 2 mirrors and you can't see it very good. I'm sorry, but a really cool walk-in shower. You got a glass door here, the 2 rain head showers. So here's 1 and then 2 back there. I'm so sorry that it doesn't show up so good. And you got a sprayer on the side here, handles over there to turn on the water, away from the water, and then same thing over there. So really cool shower setup. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do it justice in the video. And then your walk-in closet is great too, because you've got this space here, but then it goes all the way around the corner. And again, I feel like there's opportunities that maybe they got shelving in the back there on the left, but I feel like maybe you could have got some more on the right. Okay, let's enter the light again. So first of all, to tell you a little more as we come back to the main area about Sarasota, a great city. We love it. There's just a lot of different pockets to the city. You've got multiple downtowns to pick from. You got more of a big city feeling downtown from the main downtown. The Bayfront Marina is right there, which is a really great park and just a place to just go for a walk, relax, whatever the case may be. There's all these different pockets to the main big downtown to explore. And then there's multiple downtowns throughout Sarasota area. You've got St. Armand Circle, in Gulf Gate itself, which is where we're located. They've got kind of a downtown-ish feeling area. There's Siesta Key Village by Siesta Key Beach, obviously world famous Siesta Key Beach, which has been rated the #1 beach in the United States multiple years in a row. So just really a great city. And then you're also close to a lot of other great cities. You're also close to the UTC Mall, which is kind of on the border of, really by the Lakewood Ranch area, but on the border of like the Bradenton, Sarasota area. It's got a great mall and just tons of other shopping and stuff like that in that area, and restaurants. Just if you're into shopping, that area is phenomenal. And then obviously you've got all the other cities that are nearby. You're not too far from Tampa. You're not too far from Venice. You're just north of that, which is where we live. And, you know, lots of prehistoric sharks' teeth and things like that you can find on our beaches. We got an amazing, quaint, historic downtown. So just lots going on in the area. Plus then you got the Lakewood Ranch area, which is really close, and their downtowns. So a lot of options from the entire area, which is great. And if you are looking to buy or sell a home in anywhere from this area, from Sarasota down to the Port Charlotte, Englewood area, these are all areas that we serve, as well as the entire Orlando metro. Call, text, or email our team at 941-221-1897. We helped a lot of people move to the area, and we'd love to help you too. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home anywhere else in Florida, or the whole United States for that matter, you can click the link in the description, answer a few questions. That'll get you connected with a realtor in the area you're looking for. That doesn't cost you anything extra, but either getting a hold of us or clicking that link is a good way to support the channel so we can keep making you videos like this. So big windows in here, and I love that they're brand new. Look at this one. It's just huge, takes up the whole wall. I mean, it almost goes all the way to the corner on each side. I think that's really, really great. Pretty good size guest bedroom. I'd say it's a little bigger than a small one. I would classify this as a medium. And you can see from like the closets are usually the giveaway in some of the rooms. The other bedroom, you couldn't tell maybe so much because it was so dark, but also the closets were a little more modified and upgraded. But here you can see you got the old school wood in here, and it's showing the age a little more. You got the slider doors here, and let me show you the other side. More hanging space there, and it is kind of split up, divvied up on the bottom, but then it goes all the way across on the top. So good amount of storage space from this first bedroom. And then coming back around the corner, we have got the other bedroom plus, again, apologies because it is dark, another nicely upgraded bathroom though. I really like what they did with these bathrooms, with the fixtures, the vanities, all that. Got kind of subway tile thing going on in the shower. You've got a closet here for a linen, and again, the door looks like it's newer and upgraded, but the shelving you can tell is a little older, but again, it's that sturdy wood shelving. So to me, that's kind of a win. Like, that's, to me, keeping the old stuff that makes sense. You know, it gives it character and charm, but also it's just like, that stuff's sturdy. And this is just your air handler closet, plus a little storage space to the side. So nice that you're getting a little bit of that out of that space. And I guess you could kind of use that as another like linen or just utility closet. And then this would be bedroom number 3. Again, pretty big window in here, not as substantial as the other one taking up that entire wall in the other bedroom, but overall pretty good amount of natural light in here, and about a standard, medium-sized guest bedroom. I wouldn't classify it as small, but I wouldn't classify it as huge either. And then again, built-in hanging racks and whatnot in this closet, and it kind of opens up so you can get some stuff maybe towards the front of it a little more. That's long if you need to go all the way across for some reason. Now, here's kind of a unique thing about this home as well. Before we take you to the backyard, you can see the garage is big, like really big. So you got all this extra space over here on the right side. Basically, this is extra storage space that's, however you see fit, you want to use it. But then you can also see towards the back here, you've got a lot of extra space for storage as well. You got, obviously some space is going to be taken up for garbage bins and whatnot, but over on this side, you can see you still get a lot of extra space. Looks like a little bit older windows in here, but really, I mean, your energy efficiency doesn't matter quite as much in the garage. And nice to get a little natural light in. And then also from the garage door as well. You don't always get that. And some shelving that's built in. So really great to make the most of this space. I think that's a huge win. I mean, this is a full 2-car garage. And then on top of that, plus lots of storage space. I mean, you could definitely probably sneak in, of the right size vehicles, maybe 3 vehicles or golf carts or, whatever the case may be, which is kind of the Florida thing to do. But I think there's one other great thing about this home in the backyard, which we will show you right now. As you can see, I like the updated pavers that they got back here. It looks like those are pretty newer. If they're not, they're in great shape. But pretty decent amount of yard space back here, especially for being in the city. But also on top of that, it's all fenced in. That is a huge victory in my book. I take that every day of the week. I think that's a great perk. Plus, I think one other thing to note is in this location, you're getting a good amount of yard space, but you're still, getting access to a lot of good city amenities and things to do throughout all of Sarasota, which, a lot of times you're not necessarily going to get being in a larger city. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a big city. I'd say it's like a medium plus, but to get all this extra yard space and fenced in, I think is a huge win, but then still have quick access to lots of things to do, which, that kind of all gets factored into the price points. But as you'll see when we get to the second home, the next home, and we get into the market data, there's definitely some opportunities to get some of these homes, I think, right now at well below the asking price, honestly. And let's go ahead and take a look at that second home. House number 2, you can see another quiet-ish neighborhood. Also a little bit older, no sidewalks, no streetlights. There's, again, some interesting updates to this home. It was a flip as well. I like what they got going on with the painted driveway. I think that's a cool look. You can see there is a 1-car garage and a sneak peek of the backyard there. Nice wooden fence. I think that looks great. And there's a little gate to the side there. Now, the house has some nice updates, such as a newer door, lighting fixture. The windows are a little bit older. And right away when you come in, you have this nice big open living room area. Pretty big anyway, I would say. I wouldn't say it's massive, but it's definitely not small either. Let's say it's on the larger side. And with the windows, you do have quite a bit of natural light in here. Again, though, you can see they're the older style where there's the multiple panels, and as you open them, they all kind of come out, which I think they look kind of cool, but I don't know. They're definitely dated and, not as energy efficient. But you got a nice little space over here yet to the side of the kitchen that's open. You can maybe put a little more shelving or cabinetry here for a little more storage, and then like a little dining nook right next to the kitchen. And this little closet here, just to show you what's in it, is basically some extra storage. I guess you could use that maybe as a pantry. I mean, it does go pretty deep. And as you can see, there's wood shelving in there. So nice to get the most of that space. And again, some more windows here, which I think is great. The only downside is the windows are older. Now, this is a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,330 square foot home. It is listed at $378,000. It recently had a $7K price drop. It was built in 1973 and it's been on the market for 83 days. I like the layout of the kitchen, I gotta say. First of all, the cabinets are all brand new, updated, nice hardware on those. The counters as well. You got the Subway style backsplash. I think, that's pretty classic look and timeless. But the thing I really like is they made the most of this space by having the counters wrap around. I'm a big fan of the semi-enclosed kitchen layout just for that fact of the amount of cabinets and counter space you get out of it. Plus, then you still got a nice big open space in the middle, so people aren't bumping into each other too much when you're got multiple people in the kitchen trying to do dishes, cooking, whatever the case may be, entertaining. So I don't know. I think on that regard, it's great. If you're looking for a little more of a full open layout, I guess it doesn't give you that. So I guess leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you like the full-on open concept? Appreciate something a little more enclosed like that to get the extra cabinet and counter space. So coming to the back here, it's a very compact, simple layout. And I'll give you your market snapshot in a bit here as well. But to the left here, we've got your laundry room. As you can see, the washer and dryer are not included, but you do got some shelving there, room for the hookups. And then you have a garage, but it's a 1-car garage, so it is smaller. I like the painted floor though. Gotta say that's nice. Looks like a newer window actually out here, which is interesting that they put one there. Wonder if maybe it got damaged and needed to be updated. I also like that you have an access door to the backyard, and that also has some glass in it for natural light, and gives you another way to get into the house, I guess, if you wanted. And it's great that your water heater is out here. Great spot for that in case it leaks, and just so it's not taking up space in the home. Now, to give you your market snapshot, the median sale price right now in Sarasota as a whole is $530,000. Now, right now we're in Sarasota Springs. There's all these different pockets that the data there's not a good way to give you the data, since like Sarasota, you're talking about Sarasota, you're talking about, the Gulf Gate area, Sarasota Springs, and all these other pockets. But then if you do the metro, that includes like Northport and Bradenton. So there's not a clean way of doing the data for Sarasota when we do these videos, but $530K is your median sale price. There is 9.1 months of supply, which is definitely in the buyer's market territory, definitely on the high end of things. I think a lot of it had to do with the storms that we had this last summer and some of the damage. And then your average sale to list ratio reflects that because it's 94.5%. So, whatever a place is listed for on average, typically you can maybe expect to get about that. Again, every home is going to be different. It depends on how well it's priced, location, upgrades, all these different details go into it. And again, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in this area, any of the homes in this video or anywhere basically from Sarasota down to Venice, Northport, Englewood, and Port Charlotte areas, or the entire Orlando metro, get a hold of our team. We can definitely help you out. And this is the first bedroom. So I like the nice compact layout here. Also, I should mention, again, if you're looking to buy or sell anywhere outside of the Orlando metro or the areas that we do serve from Sarasota down to Port Charlotte, click the link in the description, answer a few questions, and that'll get you connected with a realtor that's an expert in your area. And that's a great way to support the channel if you're finding these videos helpful, so I can keep making you videos like this, and Haiti as well, who's usually in most of the videos. So here's your second bedroom right away. So this I think would be the primary because it looks a little bigger. Actually, I know it's the primary because I was in here before, and there is its own bathroom. Older windows. Looks like they have some, little updates. So here, I think this is new, the window sills maybe, or I can't tell. It looks like, yeah, maybe it actually does look older, but overall in pretty good shape. So, with this being an older home, you're not gonna get a full walk-in closet with the primary bedroom like you often would in a newer one. But you do get some quirk and charm and things like this, which would be your electrical panel being in the, I guess I don't know if I would call that charm. That's just more quirk. Sometimes, you get quirk / charm. That one's just quirk. But pretty nicely updated bathroom here for your primary. New vanity, new sink, new shower, older window again. But again, making the most of the space. You got the subway tile, classic look. Not overkill with a lot of dead space in here. Not a really big shower, but sometimes, it's like, it's nice to have the big shower, but I mean, like, unless you're gonna be like doing a dance in there and making up the whole space, do you really need it? You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's one of those things you can, if you really like the area and there's somewhere you're looking to move, those are little things that maybe you can sacrifice on a little. I guess, everyone's got their list of things that they have to have and negotiables. So I thought this was interesting. So this is your air handler closet, but you still got a little extra chunk of space to the side here. And I like that they still made the rest of it, a usable space for storage. I think that was a good idea. And then similar touches with this bathroom to the last one. You got sort of an open linen area. So it's not like a full-on closet, but definitely room for your towels and whatnot. Subway tile all the way to the top. Classic look. And similar looking vanity in here. And let's show you the backyard, which is a really nice backyard. But first, let's talk about ratings and reviews. So, niche.com gives Sarasota an overall grade of an A, and it gets 4 stars out of 185 reviews. Schools get an A-, housing C, good for families B+, jobs B, cost of living C+, outdoor activities A-, crime C, nightlife gets an A+, diversity gets an A, weather A, health and fitness A, and commute A-. And you can see beautiful fenced in backyard. I just love the wood look of the fence. I think that's really cool. And it looks like they did that little section, but the rest of it was white fencing that the neighbors already had up. So they only had to contribute a little bit, but I think this is a great backyard space. Lots of space, some shade from the trees, and just a lot of area to come hang out, which I think is great. Hey, do you want to see another video like this in another city in Florida? Check out this video right here. We know you're going to like it. Again, get a hold of our team if you're looking to move anywhere from Sarasota down to the Port Charlotte, Englewood area, or the entire Orlando metro for that matter, or if there's anywhere else in Florida or the entire United States you're looking to buy or sell, click the link in the description. Either getting a hold of us or clicking that link is a great way to support the channel so we can keep making you videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in that video next.